So you want to build a pump track in your backyard. I know I did, and I definitely followed through on it. First, I looked at some plans to make sure I had the measurements correct. This is the exact chart I used. My plan doesn't lay out exactly like this. I laid it out with measurements in my backyard size, made different track designs, and went with the one that I went with based on what worked for my yard. When I went downhill, I did use 2-foot rollers, and when I went uphill, I used 1-foot rollers with the spacing you see on the chart there. While I built the track, I continuously would ride in between when I needed a break to pack the dirt down a little better. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. You can see the track is not fully built, but I do have some of the rollers and berms put in at that point. I also installed a nice rock garden there. My kid loved to play on it. He was helping me pack in the dirt as I was digging. He got his old BMX bike out. So if you have kids, it's going to be fun for them as well. You can see the spacing that I used. I have the markers in the dirt.
Then the berms are specifically measured out too. As you're coming uphill, they're a little tighter, a little narrower, because you're going a little slower, and then when you go down towards that side, because it's a little downhill, they're a little wider. The tools that I used for this job, basically a wheelbarrow, which is right here, to move dirt around, right? The wheelbarrow, and then these tools. Basically, I cut into the ground so that I had dirt to use for piles that I needed, instead of bringing dirt in. Obviously there was grass everywhere, so I got a hoe, and after I had everything measured out, I would start by making a line across with this, and then I would take all the grass out with the hoe. That was the easiest way to do it. And I would use the hoe again to chop through to break up roots. Now you need to make sure you're not going to hit sprinklers and stuff. I knew where all my stuff was, so I was good. I had to move sprinkler lines in the far corner over there, in the corner over here. But anyway, after I broke the roots up with this and the dirt, then I took this shovel, right? Get yourself one of these. You're gonna need both kinds of shovels, right? Spade and a flat. And this one was good for getting the majority of the dirt out, because it has, you know, that sharpness to it, and it'd cut through, and you throw that in the wheelbarrow. Then, when you got most of the dirt out, this is the shovel you use to shape, right? You come to the side here, and you would shape these with this shovel, so it's nice and flat. That's how I did all these holes. It was a lot of work. Extra dirt, we got the jump built. I got rocks from all around the house to build that rock ridge.
And the dirt from the dips was also used to build the berms, as you can see. Did I mention that kids love this track? Speaking of extra dirt, we're gonna need to build that jump a little wider and bigger, because we've been clearing the landing and it gets a little rough. The berms are awesome.
Woohoo! Good job, good job. Take your line, take your line. Ava's route.
Even your little princess will have fun.
Woohoo! Look out, bud. Keep that speed. Keep that speed. Go, 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 yeah! I did, good, good, nice job. Look at you. Woo-hoo!
I wanted to build extra features on my pump track, so I needed wood. So I went into the woods to find trees that were not touching the ground.
This is gonna be my balance tree. So, we're almost to the promised land.
I'm not gonna lie, some of these trees were really heavy and hard to get out of the woods.
Got some more wood. Another important thing when you're harvesting the wood is to not get wood that's laying in the ground. You want to get a tree that's fallen but that's not touching the ground. So I don't know if you can see back there. You know, the ground here is uneven, so there's a lot of trees that have fallen that have like a gap below them, and the parts that aren't touching the ground, those are all, that's solid good wood. So that's what we have here. And you can see by the chainsaw cuts, I mean, that's solid. So this has been down for a long time, but all of these are solid. Harvested some nice pine trees that were fallen but weren't on the ground, and I've split one log and got a few nice planks out of it for one of our features I'm going to build.
I also wanted to build some log piles, so that is what I'm doing here. 2 to be exact. Getting my placement exact with the big balance beam. And then you can see I used the chainsaw to cut the top part off and make planks at the same time. So I would measure as I cut to get those pieces on the top as planks.
We finished the tree rail. So I used the chainsaw to make a smooth entrance either side, so you can go either way. It's got a little curve in it, which is kind of nice, right? Boom.
In this section, I'm starting to dig 2 holes for the ramp I'm going to build. I'm going to use some of the wood that's sitting over there, put some posts in, attach a couple of rails to each side, use the chainsaw to cut it real nice. Those are the planks I've cut out of some of the wood. I've secured the posts in by pounding the dirt in, and another cool trick that I'll talk about in a little bit. I have secured the rails to the posts with some big screws, and I'm attaching all the planks to the rails with screws, and they're outdoor screws so they can be in the weather.
All right, as you can see, the bridge, ramp, whatever you want to call it's coming along. I've been using Ryobi tools, and they've been doing a great job. They've got so many tools that go with that. It's kind of nice. Don't have to worry about different batteries for different tools. So anyway, I've screwed each of these planks down. I bored some holes in so that I could get some screws in these posts here into the big post. And I did put a couple of screws in on the side. So I did put a support over here. We're gonna build a smaller one next to that. So you'll come down that and immediately go up another one. I've got the double feature done here on this side. A nice ramp there. And the little ramp here for the kids to practice on. One tip, if you're using the round side like this, I stick them as close together as I can so there's less bump for the kids. The farther apart you put them, the more bump there is and the harder it is. So, and then the double feature there, small log pile, big log pile.
These are the logs I'm going to use for the drop off. This is the ramp up, and then this is going to be the flat log here.
Shaved the top off this one. We've shaved the top off this one with the chainsaw. We've got our post in. I like to smash the dirt down, so I grab a stick or the shovel end right here and I pound the dirt in so that this gets more sturdy. So you can already see this is already pretty damn sturdy. But once I get the dirt all in again, I'm gonna take some sticks like this. I've got a bunch over here, and I hammer those along the sides of this, and it's sturdy as can be. That's how I did those. Those are in the ground, and there are sticks hammered in all around all the sides of those to keep those sturdy as can be. You can see I'm hammering sticks all around that, and that just makes this thing, I can't even move it.
My cool Ryobi tools come with this awesome bag. I can put all my tools in this bag. I can put other tools in this bag, like hammers, saws. I can also put screws in there. It's really nice to be able to carry everything to wherever I need to go. My Ryobi tools are sweet.
You can see screw holes there. And I had to pre-drill here so I could get my screws into there and into the post. So now we've got a super sturdiness there. And then down here, I flushed out this by digging around. So this is a smooth entrance, right? Had to do some trimming on this piece. Had to cut this knot off here so that the cradle would cradle it. And then we just got really lucky with the height on this post. It was just a little high, but there was a knot right here. So instead of making a cradle, I just flattened the bottom with it, taking that knot off with the chainsaw, and it sits right on there, and this baby's about perfectly level.
You can see I added in a few extra support pieces. And here I've pre-cut my lengths for my planks, and I'm about to make my planks. The drop is still a work in progress. I have to add some support because it was getting a little tippy. So I put some runners up either side with some support pieces, and it still needs a little more work. So I'm gonna have to do that here when the springtime comes. Remember, the kids love it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and feel free as always to ask me any questions that you may have on anything that I did, and I will respond. And if you have any ideas of things that I could do to the track, put them in the comments below.